Hey there, welcome back to Work-Life Harmony. Now, if you've ever watched any videos that I've done and you've seen some glimpses of my office, you know that I do love me some good inspirational and motivational signs. I have them pretty much everywhere I look. One of my favorites when I look over to my right is a sign. It's a Dr. Seuss thing. Don't look back. You're not going that way. I've probably got 6 or 7 of these in my office. And one that I have is limitless possibilities. And I love that. And I love seeing that every day because it reminds me that, there really are no limits to the possibility of trying things, doing things, experiencing things, right? But I want to share a story with you to give you a word of caution. And while nothing makes me happier than to go through stores today and just everybody seems to have this influx of all of these motivational, inspirational signs out there, and I love it. But if we pick the wrong ones or interpret them in ways they were not meant to be interpreted, it can actually work against us. So I was recently on a call with some students inside the top program. And one of the women shared, she said, I'm feeling a little frustrated. She's like, I've really, really been working on my mindset and really working on busting through, those limiting beliefs about my ability to control my calendar and manage my time. Yet at the end of every week, I still really feel like a failure because I'm just not getting the stuff done that I plan to get done. So I said, well, first let's tackle the calendar. And then I want to circle back on this limiting beliefs. So as we dug into looking at her plans, we realized that there were a couple key elements of the planning process that were missing. And those key elements were very critical ones because they're part of the planning process that identifies for us and clearly shows us what time do we really have to work with. And if we don't recognize that, then we're going to try and cram in way too much. And then at the end of the week, we feel like a failure, right? So we were able to, fix that process for her. But then I said, let's circle back and talk about this busting through your limiting beliefs. Obviously I'm all for it. I personally work with an amazing coach, Mindy, to help me, continually try and work through mine as well. But there is a difference between limiting beliefs and thinking that then, therefore, you have unlimited time. The two are not true, right? So we all have specific constraints or limits, however you want to view it. I like to call it constraints on our life. Some of them are imposed on us. Some of them are self-imposed. What do I mean by this? Well, I've got right now constraints with my time around what time we need to be up in the morning, what time we need to leave for school, what time is school pickup, when do we have certain activities on our calendar, right? So each and every one of us have constraints that shrink the amount of time that we have available to work on the things that we both want and need to get done. And while there are strategies that you can put in place to maximize that time so that you can be as efficient as possible, so that you are aligning the right activities to the right time of your day and week, so that you can get them done quicker because of your energy level, how fresh you're feeling, all of that. We still have boundaries. And we are all pulling from that precious time that we have available. And there is no amount of mindset or motivational or inspirational work that we can do that is going to change the laws of physics, right? Around time. And this wasn't the first time that this conversation has come up in my community over the last year of women really struggling with, I'm doing all of this work for mindset. I'm doing all of this, positive thinking and meditation and reading inspirational books, yet I still haven't figured out how to crack the code of getting 40 hours in my day instead of 24. So I thought this would be an interesting story to share here with you guys today. Because chances are, if you're listening to this, you too probably look for inspiration and motivation, just as I do. But be very cautious of how you're interpreting it. So, limitless possibilities, that's one I have in my office. I love that. But limitless possibilities just means there are lots of different ways to get something done, right? Limitless possibilities reminds me that if I say, well, I can't do that because of this constraint, what can I do instead? What are the other possibilities? So limitless possibilities is very inspiring to me, but limitless time would definitely work against me and would work against everybody if we thought that somehow this was something that we could magically achieve. So next time you are out shopping around for a great motivational book, quote, sign, whatever, really take a minute and think and ask yourself, does this serve you? When you look at it, will it inspire you and motivate you, or will you be interpreting it in such a way that it secretly kind of deflates you and makes you feel like you're doing something wrong? Because if that's the case, that is not the sign for you, friends. All right, have a great, great week.